Okay, this is a brief walkthrough through the Meldaproduction Christmas song I did, The Bell That Couldn't Jingle by Burt Bacharach. Before I started recording anything at all, I went to notenbuch.de and bought the sheet music, because the chords are, well, jazz chords, and I'm not so good into listening to the song and writing down the chords. So the first thing I did was buy the sheet music, and in Cubase I started with a chord track. This chord track is here. And I put in all the chords in the chord track so I can use them later for all the background I used for the chords and for the melody. I also put up a melody track. Let's see here, chord track in the MIDI for recording. Where is this? A folder track here where we have all the MIDI tracks I used. And I used the MIDI to record some sounds from my XP10 and from the bass station. Because I was only allowed to use my own machos for the competition, and nothing in Cubase, no equalizer, no compressor, nothing, only the plugins from Meldaproduction. Okay, I started with a brief arrangement that is very close to the original arrangement. You can see it here in Cubase. There are some parts are muted. I played through all of the parts, and then when arranging it I muted some parts just to see how they sound. Most of the sounds are doubled, and the first thing I used is for the drums from Meldaproduction, the Melda drums, which is very well acoustic drums, and I used it to put up some well easy listening jazz with rimshot and that. The Melda drums, the free version, is only a stereo output, so all I could do is mix it with a little equalizer and nothing more that I can use. This is just an instrument track. All the other tracks are audio tracks. I recorded over from my synthesizers. So the next one was the bass. Which is from the XP10. Then for some chords I have some pianos. Let's go back to the start. For all these tracks I have MIDI tracks, and I recorded them one by one, recording the audio in Cubase. So the next was then the brass. That consists of 4 brass sounds coming from the XP10, Prophet 5 brass, a synth brass, a trumpet and a trombone. What else do we have? That's some strings and chord sounds, and some synth strings I played live to the chords. This is the basic string. And also I have a synth line, a synth string line that's playing some lines to accompanying the original strings. Okay, that's almost what I have for instruments. The only thing that would make it more Christmas is the bells. So then the whole arrangement without the vocals will sound like that. part the snare gets in. Okay. Okay, I really believe that everybody can sing. As long as you can produce some, well, vocals with your mouth, and if you can hear what you do, then you can sing. That doesn't mean you can sing beautiful or you can sing in pitch, but to sing in pitch, you can learn that. And to sing beautiful, it depends on the song you sing. If I try to sing a, say, Whitney Houston song, well, it will go well, totally wrong. But if I make a heavy metal version of a Whitney Houston song, maybe it's better, like that. So I started doing the song and singing the song, and I had to tune it 2 semitones down to adjust it to my voice. And I did the first and the second verse for I think 20 or 30 times and put some very good, some decent vocals together. But in the middle part I noticed that it's still too high for me. So I didn't want to rearrange the song so that the middle part fits to my voice. So my idea was to take my voice and to make a modern sound out of it. To make it more like the chair sound or T-Pain sound or that processed sound, that vocoder sound you hear in the, well, today's EDM music. So I did just another recording of my vocal. You can see here it's up to here 3, 4, 5, 6 parts or recordings of the vocals, and like here you have in the back you have 6 tracks for my vocals, and I did it just all the way through on one take or 1 or 2 takes. Just because to do this artificial sound, I wanted to use from Melda the auto pitch, like an auto tuner, and you can get those sounds when the pitching is very fast. So what I do first is I play here on the left side you see all the tracks. I turn off the auto pitch and play the vocals, the first vocal alone, just the unpitched version. A Christmas bell was crying, then Santa heard it say, I just can't seem to jingle, and I can't get on the sleigh. That was very flat and was going up and down all the time. But the idea was to use here is it, to use this auto pitch to correct it. And the interesting part in the auto pitch is that you can send a MIDI data to it from a MIDI track. So the auto pitch all the time knows what you want to sing and produces a, will correct the vocals depending on the MIDI and not on what it guesses that you wanted to sing. So what I did here is I used some MIDI files to control the auto pitch, and when I play it then now here this here this is the format. I turn this down, I explain this in a moment. This is for correcting the sound. Then it sounds like this. A Christmas bell was crying, then Santa heard it say, I just can't seem to jingle, and I can't get on the sleigh. And because I have the depth and the speed on 100%, it will have the chair effect where it's like tuning very fast. That means that the depth means it's corrected on 100% precise to the original note, and the speed is very fast. If I turn that down a bit, it's more natural. And the format shift here is to correct when it sounds too artificial, to correct the sound of the voice. But in that case, I used it to change the sound of my voice. I just turn it up a bit.
A Christmas bell was crying, then Santa heard it say, I just can't seem to jingle, and I can't get on the sleigh.
So that's what I did to all the voices I put up on the track. On this part I have 4 parts here, or 3 parts.
Jingle, and I can't get on the sleigh.
And what else I did here is in the second part, this is the high part, I couldn't sing.
Then Santa said Jack Frost will bring my Christmas gift to you.
And for that part, I sang in the end, when it's repeated, I sang 3 more tracks that are harmonies. And for these tracks, I generated a MIDI that is not the melody, but it's a 3-part harmony from the chords I have. You can see this here. Each of those notes is controlling one of the auto tunes, and then it's tuned to a 3-part harmony. So let me hear that alone.
Then Santa said Jack Frost will bring my Christmas gift to you. And on Christmas Eve you'll jingle just like you were bred.
So this is the 3-part harmony now together with the original.
Then Santa said Jack Frost will bring my Christmas gift to you.
And what else did I do? I had a vocoder. Melda also has a very good vocoder. And what I used here is the vocoder feature. Let me turn that on here. Here it's also what you do is you have a line that's from, or it's a synth that's playing some chords. It's playing the melody. And then I put on the vocoder into the synth and used the my original sound, my original vocals to control the vocoder.
Just can't seem to jingle, and I can't get on the sleigh.
So this is what I put under the original vocals I used. So everything together without the music.
Christmas. A Christmas bell was crying, then Santa heard it say, I just can't seem to jingle, and I can't get on the sleigh.
And the double voices. And I used also in the last part here, I used the vocoder to double everything. So that's as far as it. Turn that off. Let me see. Okay. Together. Sounds like this.
A Christmas bell was crying, then Santa heard it say, I just can't seem to jingle, and I can't get on the sleigh. Then Santa...
Okay, that's it for the Meldaproduction Christmas song I made. And I did a brief test the other day what you can do with vocal line, but this is going to be another video with the Cubase built-in editor here for pitch and warp. This is for tuning the vocals, and this is also with these very flat and not so good sung vocals. It's not bad, so I'm going to make a video for this next time. So thanks for watching. Bye.